Welcome everybody to the Bases and Brews podcast with Ben and Brandon. This is our weekly podcast where we talk baseball and beer. We stream the show live on twitch.tv/bases and brews every Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Come give us a follow, watch us live over there. If you can't watch us live, check us out on YouTube or listen to us as an audio podcast on pretty much all podcast services besides Apple. Just search for Bases and Brews. Also, go over to Twitter, give us a follow at Bases Brews. Get some baseball news, some updates about us, the podcast, etc. How are you doing this week?
I'm doing good. We have
Nice.
one of my coworkers is on vacation all next week. It's gonna be glorious.
I was gonna say, is that a good thing or a bad
That's very
thing?
much
Some
a
of it,
it's very much a good thing.
yeah,
So, I
yeah,
mean, it's more work for me, but at the same time, I don't have to deal with him, so it's gonna be so nice.
yeah.
I can
I
get so
get
much
that.
more done without him anyway.
I totally understand that. the,
So,
just the individual days when people I work with have off, I'm like, I can get so much more done.
oh yeah, it's pretty crazy, but it's good. How was your week?
It was good. Sucked going back to work and all that after vacation, but it
Okay,
is what it
because
is.
you were off for like what, almost 2 weeks, right? Like total.
No, I was off uh Friday through Sunday, so like
Oh,
9 days.
okay, but you got 4 weekend days anyway, so you really only
Yeah,
missed an actual week of work. That's not too
yeah, yeah. I had 1 week's worth of paid time off, so it
bad.
worked out. but um, but yeah, so yeah. What do you got on tap tonight?
So I'm working on cleaning out my fridge. This is from I bought one of the Firestone like grab boxes. It's like the 12 packs with like three different flavors in them,
Yeah,
and this was one of the flavors. Um, it's okay. It's the Mind Haze Citrus Cyclone IPA.
okay.
Citrus hops and real tangerine. It's it's kind of a cool can. Let's see if I can get a decent little spin on it. I mean,
I like it.
it's pretty rad. It tastes pretty good. I'm worried about the last one that I'm gonna be trying. I might do it next week. I don't think I'm gonna get through all of these this week. Um, but it has coconut, or it says it's got like coconut flavor, and I don't do coconut.
Yeah,
So I'm
I'm
really
kind of
worried
with
that
you
I'm
on
gonna
that
take
one.
like a sip and it's gonna be like really pina colada y type flavor, and I'm gonna just like, "Ugh."
Yeah, the only thing I do coconut on is um like toasted coconut, like coconut shrimp and stuff. That's
See,
about the only way I can do it.
I
I
can't
I
do it that
can't
way
do
either.
like coconut flavored candies or like pina coladas, like that stuff. I yeah,
Yeah, no, definitely not. But
yeah.
so I'm worried
Um
about trying that four set because I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna like it just by what it says. But I gotta at least try it.
does the missus like
No,
coconut?
no.
No. I was like, well, at least you could give it to
I
her.
don't
But
think she's as adverse to it as I am, but I don't think it's
right.
like something she like
Wouldn't
really
be, yeah.
likes.
All right.
So
I'm drinking something from Independent uh Independence Brewing Company
okay.
called Power and Light.
Ah.
It's like a desert road with
Get the
the
can up just a
sun at
little
the
bit
end.
higher. Oh, that's kind of a cool can. I dig it. Kind of
Yeah,
basic, kind of simple.
yeah, yeah. It's simple, but it's a cool one. I like anything with like matte black. I'm a fan of
Yeah, I'm with
matte
that.
black's just a cool look.
But is it like painted on the can, or is it just like a sticker for the like barrel?
I think it's painted on.
Okay, so like it goes all the
Doesn't
way up
look
to
like
like
it.
the lip of it.
Oh yeah,
Okay, yeah,
yeah. No, it's not just like to here.
yeah. Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's all the way. Yeah, this brewery is in Austin, which I didn't know until I looked at the information.
If I'm not mistaken, where's Firestone from? I think they're somewhere in California. Feel like.
Makes sense. I feel like craft breweries don't really ship far outside their state for the most part.
Yeah, Paso Robles is their home base is like 2 hours from me.
Yeah,
Well,
that makes sense.
maybe 2.5 from me.
What I'm finding in doing this podcast since I've moved here is that there are a ton of breweries in Austin because I feel like half the beers I've gotten have been Austin brewing companies. I'm like, might have to
Well,
do some brewery tours at some point.
and you never really think about it because a lot of them are just hidden in like industrial areals where you wouldn't
Right.
like
Yeah.
normally go, and
There was
that happens to me all the time too. Because like, I'm like, oh, that place, it was literally made like 2 hours from me or three
right.
hours from me. I'm like, I didn't even know they were there.
Yeah. There's a there was a place in Ohio right next to the Cleveland airport called Dogfish Head, which they're actually pretty big now. They ship pretty far, but um they they're literally like in between two factories and it looks like a factory. Like the building's like just a giant freaking warehouse and like they have like a little restaurant and bar in the front and you can see like these like 4-story tall vats of beer.
Oh, that's kind of
Like
rad.
there's like 50 of them just like in rows behind the restaurant.
That's pretty dope.
So yeah, it's really cool. But yeah, you're like you were saying, like it's you wouldn't know it. There's not even like a sign on the road for that place. It's
It,
just like a sign on the building up in the
it's one of
front.
those, if you know, you know.
Right.
Those Some of those
But
places are the best though.
right. Those are the ones that like the locals know about.
Yeah, we have a spot out here in where around where I'm at that people that have lived here that we talk to were like, "Oh yeah, there's this spot to get like the best burritos in my opinion in the closest vicinity."
Yeah.
And nobody thinks of this place, and it's just like little rinky dink. Like if you drove by it, you probably wouldn't want to like
Right.
stop there.
Yeah, just like a small little mom and pop kind of.
Yeah, and well, and the building's kind of like not in like the best shape. It's not like terrible, but it's not the best shape. So you kind of look at it and you're like, do I trust it?
Yeah. But all right. Well, we don't have any hot and cold. I mean, it's
I
the
mean,
World
they're
Series.
two
There's only
games
two
in.
teams playing.
Yeah. Well, and there are only 2 games in.
Right. But yeah, so we'll just get into some news. There's some news stuff and then we'll talk about the first couple games of the World Series and obviously we're also watching along with game 3 here. So, um if something happens, we will probably yell and keep everyone updated.
Well, at least we'll be yelling if
Right.
Atlanta succeeds.
Well, we might be yelling if Houston succeeds. It'll just be different yelling. Son of a bitch. But yeah, so you threw this one on here, so if you want to talk about
Why
it,
don't
go
we
for it.
do this one first?
Okay. All right. So uh once the World Series ends and the offseason officially starts, the Indians will become the Guardians. This is news that's been out for a month or so. Maybe longer now, honestly. But so here's the deal. There is a Cleveland Guardians roller hockey or roller derby team, and they're suing the Indians for the rights to the name, which would be real interesting if they win because Cleveland spent a ton of time and money becoming the Guardians. And if they have to change the name
I'm.
again, people
I mean, come on. Let's be real. Like,
they're not gonna lose. They'll pay out a bunch of money and they'll win, but it's just kind of ridiculous because this came up when they first announced the name
see,
change.
I didn't know that. I didn't hear about it
It
then.
it wasn't anything anyone really talked about because like um it's a roller derby team. Nobody cared. But and the
It's,
roller derby team at the time came out and was like, we don't really give a shit. But now they're like, well, wait, there might be some money to be made here. So
I mean, if
yeah,
I'm the roller derby team, I do the same shit.
yeah. I mean,
I mean,
you had the
cause,
name first,
and you know what?
and
I'd let them give me a decent settlement because that's what they'll do is they'll just offer them cash to go away.
I'm sure.
Once that doesn't work, then they'll tell their lawyers to like actually make them just go away.
Yeah,
But like they'll just probably throw some cash at them and be like, okay, I doubt they stick their heels in too strong because I can't imagine they'd win. Maybe
I mean,
if the team's old enough, though. I mean,
in theory, they have the rights to the name. They were there first.
so
Like I don't know that the Indians made a trademark claim before that team did. I doubt it.
well,
So I
but
mean,
that's if
in the
that
court,
team even made one, though. That's my thing.
right? Yeah, I don't know, but it's like an official. I mean, I guess in the U.S. there's a professional roller derby team. It's not like some like local team. It's like a
I
whatever the professional United States roller derby league is.
Yeah, so I don't know at that point because then that's an established
Right. Yeah,
team. Like,
it's not like some local team that like it's a bunch of older dudes or ladies who are like doing something after work to grab some drinks and play roller derby. It's like an actual team and an actual league.
I don't
But
know. They might actually fight for a decent amount of money. I still think they get paid out though
I
in
mean,
the end.
honestly, they should because if they have to change their name, that's expensive even for a small team like that.
Well,
Like
my thing is I don't understand. I mean, I guess I just don't understand why there can't both be. Like, why would you have to change?
I don't know.
You just would basically share rights to it.
I mean, that might end up being what happens. I don't really know.
You would just
But
designate what kind of split would come from, the name,
right.
and
Yeah.
then I don't know, maybe that isn't advantageous for the baseball
I,
team, but
I
I
don't know.
don't know. It's
I
not
don't
like
know what
exactly
the
a huge
solution
market
is.
team, so
Right. Yeah, I don't know. And I also don't know, like, our owner is notoriously cheap. Like, I don't know how much money he's going to be willing to throw at
honestly, it
it
might be cheaper just to go pay someone to redesign the
to
logo
rebrand
and just
again.
rebrand it something else and just be like,
I
fine,
don't know about that because
we're
I
not going to
feel
pay
like
you a dime. We're just
as
going to
soon as
change.
the Indians were eliminated, they were probably already replacing signs in the stadium and
I mean, you're
like all
probably
that
not
stuff.
wrong.
Like they probably put millions into this already.
I don't know. That was a tough one because I mean, I think they just pay it out. I think it gets
I'm
settled and
sure.
it ends
It's
up a
just a
couple $1 million payout or something like that. Or
yeah, it's just a weird thing, especially considering this was brought up when they first announced the name and
you
the team was like, we don't care.
you would just
And
think they
now
would make like you would take that a little serious.
what?
Like if someone's threatening to sue you for that, you'd think you'd be like you'd get your lawyers on that fairly quick to
Yeah,
try and figure out like how viable like that claim would even be.
right.
Because you know that like these guys with how much these teams are, they have lawyers on
Oh yeah,
retainer, like ready
of
to
course.
go. They make a phone call and they have someone that can do what they need legally speaking.
Yeah,
So like why wouldn't you at that point like have someone vet that potential lawsuit? It, I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Maybe
I mean,
especially
maybe they
because like you
did.
said if they've removing all the branding and this actually gets some traction,
Yeah,
ooh, that
it could be really expensive for the Indians or the Guardians or whatever the hell they're gonna be now.
yeah.
I'm sure it'll still be the Guardians. I'm honestly don't expect anything to actually come of this, but it's just one of those things that's very strange.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't either. I just think it's kind of funny.
Yeah,
Uh,
but
we talked about this a little before we started,
yeah,
but apparently PETA is once again popping its head up from wherever it goes to when it's gone, and is wanting MLB to go with a more cow friendly name for the bullpen, and they want it to be armbarred. And hot take, I don't know if I'm necessarily against it. Like the jokes that could be made off of armbar is like unreal for a broadcaster. Like that's gold.
I mean, you're not wrong. But did you? Okay, hang on. I want to see if I can find the actual
So
statement.
the one I was reading was from oh god, what was it? USA Today. I thought it was funny, but they think it's more cow friendly.
I wanted to get the official. Here it is. Okay, I didn't want to mess up this quote. So, uh, baseball bullpens devalue talented players and mock the misery of sensitive animals. Have you ever heard anyone describe a bull as sensitive? Because bulls will tear you to pieces.
Yeah, no.
It was just funny. It's just such a stupid thing.
Uh,
Just like I feel like PETA just does whatever they can to like keep their name around, and
you're not
nothing's
wrong.
again same as before the last thing. Like nothing's ever gonna happen with this.
But like I said, I don't even know if I'm 100% against it. I
I
mean, not even for the reasons that they like. I could care less about the whole degrading to cows.
you just like
I
armbar.
just think there could be some amazing calls that could be made by broadcasters with arm
Well,
barn.
I feel like with how much traction this story actually got, I feel like they could still do that without changing the name of bullpen,
That's true. Just
and then just poke fun at PETA too in the process.
I don't think the MLB would want that though.
No, they wouldn't.
As funny as I think that would be, I don't. I think the MLB would fine broadcasters for stuff
Atlanta
like
just
that.
scored, by the way,
Yeah, yeah, double.
on a double. Yeah, one run, first or second, and third with one out. But yeah,
Oh yeah, no, that's. I just thought it was a funny story because I at first, like I said before we got on here, I thought it was a joke.
it
Like I thought it was one of those like
is. It
meme
is a
articles.
joke.
But I mean, you're right, it is. But I thought it was like a meme article that someone
Yeah,
wrote.
like something in the Onion or
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
Yeah.
But nope, it turns out they actually are trying to get them to change it. They've got their name changed on Twitter and everything.
Uh, this is like when they um tried to make uh the Pokemon. They tried to get Pokemon banned
Oh,
because they said it was animal harassment. They're like, none of these are animals. What are you talking about?
yeah, they are a little crazy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's dumb.
Oh man.
Okay. I have one more thing that I just remembered.
Oh,
Um,
let's get it.
but I'm gonna send you a picture. I don't know if you want to pull it up on stream, but um well, now I'm not able to find it. What the hell? This was like all maybe on MLB.com will have it. Okay. Well, I'll just tell you since I can't seem to find it. Um Eddie Rosario, who is arguably the hottest hitter in all of baseball right now and has been through all of the playoffs. Um he tonight is using a Super Mario bat.
Oh, that's sick.
It's awesome looking. It
Oh,
popped up on my Bleacher Report. I can't find it, and I don't know why. Um, but Like I'm even just googling like Eddie Rosario Mario and like nothing. But apparently he's like a huge Mario fan.
That's pretty dope.
Um, he even had uh he did like something a few years ago that was like Mario themed shirt for like his charity or something. But yeah, I don't know why I can't find it. But
Oh
anyway,
yeah, I at least see the barrel. This isn't a great picture of it all, but it's actually got him as Mario.
yeah,
And it says Super Rosario.
it's awesome.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. I love it.
It's it's awesome. I love every part of it.
I love it. It's great. But that's cool. I didn't even notice that, but I haven't been paying that much
I
attention to it.
I only got I got an update on Bleacher Report, a thing on my phone, and it was like mentioned it. But yeah, it's great. I found a video of it. I'm sending it to you on Discord. I don't know if you want to bring it up on stream or not, but uh I'm trying to think how I can link it into stream here.
Oh, if you can just if you put it in chat, just a link in chat.
That's what I'm trying to do, but I have to like it wouldn't let me copy the link. All right, here we go. Putting the link in chat. It'll be under my other account, but
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know why it wasn't popping up for the other like when I googled it, but there it is. Yeah, everybody go check that out. It's a cool little short video of it and it's awesome.
Here, I'll see if it's set up. Let's see if we can. Oh, almost. Almost. Let me see. Uh,
Sorry, derailed the whole podcast.
we'll do it live.
Exactly. But yeah, just a cool. I mean, as we've talked about many times, both of us are huge video game guys. So this was something I just remembered that I wanted to add and forgot to put in. But
All right, let's see. Ooh. I think that looks pretty dope.
yeah, I'm a big fan. Makes me like Eddie Rosario even more.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I dig it. I can't believe that. I can't believe I didn't notice that because that's a bright blue. I would have thought like just peeking over, I would notice a bat
Right.
that's like that bright.
Yeah. I mean, you got to catch him when he's up to bat or when they're showing him like warming up or something. But
Oh,
yeah,
that's kind of true.
it's cool. But anyway, moving on. Um, we're going to talk about some of the end of the season awards.
Some of them,
Um, most of them, at least mention them.
at least the big
I don't
ones.
know how much you want to go through like Gold Gloves and Silver Sluggers, but
I don't care about those.
okay.
That's a little. That's a little bit much.
Yeah. If you guys want to look it up, I'll throw some links in chat. But
I didn't have time to do that much homework.
okay, that is Gold Glove, and this one is Silver Slugger. So you can go look at those. It's who you would all expect there's not really. I mean, there's not. I feel like those two are both based on stats more than any of the other stuff.
I think they're pretty much exclusively based on stats.
I feel like Gold Glove isn't as much. Like Gold Glove can be like it's gonna be somebody who makes near the bottom in airs, but uh, there's guys who like are flashier that can get a little more extra style points, I guess.
Maybe I've always kind of treated those as like the more definitive like stat based ones over some of the other ones. Like MVP is a popularity contest.
Yeah.
Cy Young is borderline a popularity contest. There is a lot more of the stats there, but it's still kind of who do you know? A lot of the
Yeah.
time, I feel like not all the time, but a lot of the
So
time.
Silver Slugger, I feel like, is definitely the most stat based because you can just directly compare
Yeah.
who was better at each category. The only issue is if like somebody hits 300 and somebody hits like 280 but has like 10 more home runs and
Well,
20
you
more
would
RBIs
basically
or
have
something,
to
then it's like,
maybe point weight it, just like 2 points for each category, and then you add the totals up, and
right.
whoever
Yeah.
averages the best, I
I
would imagine,
yeah,
something
I
like that.
agree. But anyway, so we'll skip over those. These are starting to be announced next Monday, I believe it said. And then they're gonna like trickle out. Like they'll announce like one or two awards a day is how it always works. Um, but anyway, we'll get started. We'll just go
Go
straight for
straight down.
MVP. Um, AL, there's really only two choices. I mean, realistically, there's nobody else, and it's Shohei Otani or Vlad Guerrero Jr.
I mean,
Um,
does anybody really think anybody but Otani is winning it though?
no, I put Guerrero there because he did have a good run,
I mean,
but
if Otani didn't go both ways and pitch as well as he did, I would I would say Guerrero probably runs away with it this year.
yeah, if you're just going off hitting, Guerrero is probably above him in every statistical category, I think. But yeah, you throw in how good Otani was pitching, and it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Like a little bit worse is whatever affecting the game literally on both sides of the ball.
Right. Yeah.
And he played a lot
NL
of
is
outfield and stuff.
he did. NL is a lot more convoluted. So there's Juan Soto, um, for Washington, right? My brain stopped working
Yes.
for the Nationals. Bryce Harper for the Phillies, Fernando Tatis Jr. for the Padres, Brandon Crawford for the Giants. Um, Realistically, it's probably going to go to Soto. It's probably going to be Harper or Soto, realistically. I don't think Tatis is really.
I don't even understand how Tatis is on this list. Didn't like I mean, I guess
He
he still
he was on the
statistically
list.
had a good year, didn't he? Even though he was
Yeah,
out most of the year.
he was on the list. Like I got all these names off of another website that I didn't link, but like I didn't. These aren't like my opinion. Like these are
No,
just
I
what
was
they
just
said.
curious.
Yeah, I thought the same thing when I added his name to the list. I was like, really? But yeah, I mean, he had a good year, but he's not going to win it. Um, and Crawford had a really good year, but I still feel like Juan Soto and Bryce Harper
It,
probably have way better odds.
if the Giants are in the World Series right now, Brandon Crawford wins this. Even
I
though
don't
I
think
don't
so.
even though I don't think he necessarily deserves. I think he deserves to be talked about in this conversation, but
Yes,
I don't think he deserves it. But I think if the Giants are in the World Series right now, I think he's the one who wins it. Best
maybe.
player, well, arguably the best player on the best team in the World Series.
Yeah, I mean, well, okay. So the votes are already in for all of these. So like the playoffs, the playoffs aren't supposed to matter at all. but they vote before the World Series even starts.
No, but if you're in like the championship series and
Yeah,
you're looking like you're gonna
I
win, like
yeah,
I think that that changes.
I agree. I mean, I'm sure it sways a couple people, but like according to the rules of the MVP voting, like because it's all writers, you're not supposed to count anything after the regular season because it is the regular season MVP. There's already a postseason MVP, so but whether or not that actually happens, probably not. But it's hard to not let like what's happening currently influence you on stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I mean it's kind of a moot point because they're not there.
Well, right,
So
yeah,
like he doesn't win this, but I think you're right. I think it is between Soto and Harper. I don't know. I think like couple months ago said Harper was going to be a sleeper pick for MVP, and here he is. So
yeah.
I'm gonna roll with my boy Harper, even though it wouldn't surprise me if Soto took it either.
I would assume it'll be Soto, but
If
Bryce
Tatis
Harper had
wins
a
it, it's
great
all
year.
on name.
Yeah, oh for sure.
Like, come
I
on.
don't think he will. I think MVP is usually pretty good about like who wins it kind of deserves it, which is why Mike Trout wins it every year because he deserves it. But yeah, all right. So
So I'm
we'll move
going with
on.
Otani for
Okay, yeah.
AL,
Here,
and I'm going
let me mark
Harper
these down.
for
Let's
NL.
do let's do our fire and sports.
That makes it easy.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna do B, and then I'm like, fuck, that doesn't work.
Yeah, that makes things a little hard.
All right. All right. So manager of the year. Um, I'm gonna add another one, although I don't know who their manager is if I'm being honest, but I'll look it up here before I say anything. But no, like okay, I feel like it's a very realistic um thing.
Oh god, who are we adding to the list? Oh, really?
I don't
Boston's
like it.
Correa, if I'm not mistaken.
Uh,
Or isn't it?
no,
No.
Cora.
Cora.
I don't like it, but the Boston Red Sox were supposed to be trash this year. They were like the second worst team in all of baseball last year.
Oh.
But okay, so uh AL nominees, well, not nominees, these are just whatever website I was on's picks. But Kevin Cash for Tampa, Scott Servais for Seattle, and Alex Cora for Boston for AL Manager of the Year. I
I'm
added Alex Cora because why he wasn't on that list I don't really get because I don't know, they were way better than anyone thought.
I'm gonna go with Kevin Cash. 100 win team this year. I
Yeah,
mean, how bad were they last year?
they were really good last year.
Because if they were
Um,
really good last year, then
they were I want to say probably like 95 wins or no. Oh shit, wait, never mind. It was a short season, so probably 40.
oh, that's right, it was 2020.
Um,
I'm looking at it right now. Where are they?
they should have won their
They
division.
were 40-20 last year.
Oh, wow, I was exactly right. Oh
Let's look at
yeah,
2019.
they were really good then
96 and 6.
too.
Yeah, no, okay, no. They're just keeping a good team going. I'd probably go with Alex Cora, even though I probably don't want to.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Seattle's manager, uh, Scott Servais. Even though they didn't win their division or even make the playoffs, he took that team and like they were pushing for a playoff for that wild card spot at the end of the year, and that team, that the average age on that team is like 24 or something. They're so fucking young. They had like 5 rookies on the team this year, and they were all like contributing.
You baited
Um,
me. You added Alex Cora so you could pick Seattle and make me.
no, what he was right there. You could have picked him.
uh, no, it's a good.
I'm
It's, I
just
mean, it's a
saying.
good choice.
I I don't know that it'll win. It'll probably. I feel like this award doesn't go to the guy who's the best manager. It just goes to whoever has the most wins, unless there's like some real huge surprise team.
I don't know. I feel like it's
Um,
usually goes to a manager that actually like brings the team back, even if it's only for 1 year. Like that's
Maybe I don't know, but yeah, uh, it'll probably be Kevin Cash just because they got 100 wins. But I don't, like you said, I don't know that he deserves it. That they're
well,
just
yeah.
a
I mean,
really good
yeah,
team,
they're a good team. Are you gonna what just because they win a lot, you're gonna give them the award?
right?
And I don't know. Maybe they win a lot because he's such a good manager. But like
I mean, he is a good manager, but
I almost
I
see this as like a comeback manager of the year.
right,
Like I always see the manager of the year award as like someone who takes a not as good team or even like a team with the same guys but takes them to like another level. He helps
right,
them get over something even if it's not like winning a World Series.
right. I agree with that, but I don't know that that's how it usually works out.
Probably. I mean, I'm sure you're right. More. I don't really pay attention to a lot of these post
Yeah.
awards.
Um, NL really there is no debate.
No.
It's just Gabe Kapler for San Francisco wins.
Well, yeah.
There's the list had a couple other people, but I was like, no, there's nobody else.
There's no one that even has a
It
shot at
had
that.
the Dodgers coach. I'm like, I mean, yeah, they won a lot, but like that team's stacked.
How could that even be considered? Like, you have an
Right.
all-star team.
You literally don't have to do anything.
Like, you just got to put the players out there because
Right.
they're all all-stars at their position.
Right.
oh
Um,
man,
there
that's
was one
terrible.
other one. It might have been St. Louis's coach, the Cardinals, because
The one
they
that
had
they
a
fired.
right.
Uh,
Oh,
did
wait,
you see the Bob Melvin news too?
for what?
I was gonna save it till the end. Um, for the A's is gonna be in San Diego.
Oh, yes, that was literally what I was about to look up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of really surprising.
Yeah, we'll get into that after we go through the rest of these because it's an interesting situation that I do kind of want to talk about. I forgot all
Yeah,
about it though until
me
like
too.
right now when we were talking about
Yep.
managers.
That's dude, same thing because I just went to look it up on my phone when you said it. All right, so we will move off of manager of the year into the Cy Young race. Um, AL, we have Robbie Ray in Toronto had a really good year. Garrett Cole in New York is one of the best pitchers in baseball every year. And then Lance Lynn in Chicago for the White Sox is also very good. Um,
I'm gonna
I'm
let
gonna
you go
go.
first on this one.
I'm gonna go for Toronto. I'm gonna go Robbie Ray.
Okay. I
I like it.
I think that's a good choice, but I think you're wrong. I think it ends up being Garrett Cole.
I don't this
And I
year.
don't know if I necessarily even think he deserves it this year. I know he had a good year. He had a great year if I'm not mistaken.
He did.
But they've been talking about giving him the Cy Young for like the last 3 months. I would be shocked if he didn't win it.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna look up really quick. All right, Robbie Ray, 284 ERA, 32 starts, 13-7, almost 200 innings pitched, 250 Ks, 1.04 WHIP. I look up uh, Garrett Cole. Uh,
He had a better year than Garrett. Well, so his ERA was better. Garrett Cole's stat line
Pretty
for
significantly.
yeah, it was 323, but he went 16-8 in 30 games.
Yeah. All right. We talked about this before. I don't look at win loss at all when I'm judging a pitcher because your win loss has nothing to do with you. Okay, it has very little to do with you. Like you could go out and give up 8 runs, but your team scores 10 and you still get a win.
I mean, you're
Or you
not
can go
wrong.
and pitch a shutout and still, or give up 1 run and still get a loss. So
That was my big concern with the Giants bullpen going into the postseason. Is everyone was like, well, we're winning games. I'm like, yeah, that's because we're up 4 runs in the ninth and we can give up 2 and not worry about it. When you play better teams, you can't give up 2 runs late in the game.
right. Yeah, I
But
don't. I mean, all right. I know Garrett Cole is like the big name, but if you just look at stats, Robbie Ray is better in every statistical
I
category.
I don't disagree with you. But I think Garrett Cole gets it.
Okay.
I think the gods shine down on him and he gets it.
I hope not.
I am with you. I hope not too.
All right.
But this is
Going
who I
over to
think
the
will
N.
get it, not who I want to get
Right.
it.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Going to the NL, we got Corbin Burns for Milwaukee. We got Max Scherzer for LA and Washington. Walker Bueller for LA, and then Zach Wheeler for Philly.
You know,
This one's
you know
way
it's a
tougher.
travesty right now. A travesty. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but the only 20 game winner this year isn't even on this list.
You're right. And I can't remember who it is, but I
Julio
remember that there was
Urias
only
for the
one.
fucking
Right. Yes.
Dodgers.
Yep.
The guy that killed us in game 4.
Yeah. But he wasn't he had more wins, but he wasn't as good as anybody on this list.
I mean, his ERA was sub 3
Was it?
and he went 20-3 in 32 games. 296, just under
Okay.
3. What was
Corbin
this?
Burns had a 2.43 ERA,
Okay, that's a significant difference though.
234 Ks in 167 innings.
I'm looking for the K's on here. I don't see it.
Are you on Baseball Reference?
Yeah.
Way at the very top, just under the name and all his like birthday and stuff, is his 2021 stats.
I'm only seeing win, loss, WAR, game saved, and games on the
Like,
summary.
huh? Weird.
I
Mine
don't know.
has ERA, games, saves, innings pitched, strikeouts, WHIP,
Oh, that's crazy. Mine doesn't
WAR.
have all that.
Huh? Weird.
That's
Okay,
actually kind of funny.
next. Man,
But I
this is
just think it's
cool.
kind of like, I think it's crazy that he's not even on there, but you have 2 other Dodgers pitchers on there.
I mean, let's be honest. What's really crazy is how many fucking people in the NL had a sub 3 ERA.
You're not wrong.
Like everybody on the list that I put is sub 3 by a
Well,
lot. They're sub 2.5.
and it's funny because we thought that the pitching was going to go to shit after the whole
Oh
spitball
yeah,
stuff, and it went up like a quarter of a point, and that was like
yeah,
it.
yeah.
And some guys, it doesn't look like it really affected at all. At least,
Right.
I mean, it may be for a couple starts, but it's one of those like it seems like they either figured out another way to cheat and do it, or they figured out just they got the feel for pitching without it again.
Yeah,
Like they acted like they needed it to begin with, and I don't think it was a necessity.
yeah. I agree with that.
I think it made them better, but I don't think it was something that was like that needed to happen.
All right. So realistically, Corbin Burns, Max Scherzer, and Walker Bueller all had basically the exact same ERA.
I'm gonna go Corbin
243,
Burns
246, 247.
because didn't Corbin Burns he had the streak at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
He had didn't he have a
Scoreless innings.
yeah didn't he and then didn't he throw a no at one point this year?
Mm-hmm.
And he's got
He
like
did.
I don't know. I just think like if you go by the stats. So I'm going to go completely opposite of how I picked my American League pick. And if you go by like the accomplishments of what he did this year, I think you can't go with anybody else other than Burns.
Yeah, I agree with you. The only thing that's going to come into it is Max Scherzer's name versus Corbin Burns.
Well, even Walker Buehler.
Yeah, but I mean Walker Buehler, I feel like is still on the same level as Corbin Burns as far as like name recognition.
Okay, that's actually kind of fair.
Max Scherzer is not even close to either of
No,
them.
he's talked
He's a
in
first
Hall
ballot
of
Hall of
Famer
Famer. Yeah.
terms, yeah.
So that's the only thing that could give it to Scherzer. But I agree. I think Corbin Burns is the guy.
Like when you just look at like individual accomplishments of like what he did this year. I mean, yeah, Scherzer had the like immaculate inning. What he did it? Did he do it twice this year?
He did it twice. Yeah.
Yeah. So like he's done some stuff, but like I mean, an immaculate inning is not a no.
No, it is not.
So there are
Yeah,
levels,
it's
and I think
it's
Corbin
just
just hit him higher.
nuts. If you take Zach Wheeler off that list and look at the other three guys, Corbin Burns, Max Scherzer, Walker Buehler, all three of those guys had a sub 2.5 ERA and under a 1.0 WHIP. They were all less than one walk or hit per inning pitched.
That's insane.
That's nuts. And none of them like got hurt and pitched a shortened year. Like they all pitched like 160 some innings.
No, Max Scherzer just collapsed after giving everything he could against the Giants.
I mean, yeah, he had literally nothing left against the Braves.
I'm wondering if that wouldn't have been the Giants, to be completely honest.
I think I said that to you last week.
I don't think they would have been, but part of me wonders if that wouldn't have happened to the Giants too, because that was like, a very emotional, like crazy series.
Yeah, it's funny because like going into that series, I think you and me both said whoever wins this series probably wins the World Series. And it turned out that like they just beat the shit out of each other so much that it was like there was no chance they were gonna win the World Series after that series because it just took everything.
Yeah, everyone started getting hurt. It was crazy.
Yeah, but all right. Moving on to our last category here, Rookie of the Year. We will start in the AL, where both candidates are from Tampa Bay, which is nuts that Tampa Bay has been good for like 4 years and they have both of the Rookie of the Year candidates. Like,
well, I mean, Arozarena came up last year.
He came up last year, but not until like September.
Yeah, it wasn't like
late August.
Yeah, it wasn't early enough to proc like his rookie status for last year.
Yeah, I think you have to play to lose your rookie status. You have to play like a quarter of the games that the team plays or something.
Okay, so you'd have to play something like 40 games or something like that.
Yeah,
45, something in that neighborhood.
And I'm not sure because like with the stuff last year with the shortened season, I'm not sure if maybe you didn't even lose rookie status.
Maybe because I mean that's almost the whole season.
Right. So I'm not sure exactly how that worked, but he is considered a rookie this year.
And then you have Wander Franco, the on-base king.
Right. It's honestly it's a toss-up.
I'm gonna go Franco.
Okay.
I think he edges out Arozarena.
Man, it's a tough one for me because I really like Arozarena. He's like become one of my favorite players. He's just so fun to watch. But
well, if I'm not mistaken, he was the one that stole home.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. He's done it twice.
Like and this was just a straight steal home.
Yeah.
This wasn't a throw to second where he steals. This was just a straight steal. I thought that was nuts.
Yeah, for sure. Man, it's tough. They batted. Franco had a better batting average, but Arozarena had like triple the amount of home runs and
Launch angle.
like 30 more RBIs, 18 more stolen bases. I'm gonna go.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go to Rosarania.
Yeah, statistically, you might be right too.
I just the the only stat that Franco beat him in is batting average, which,
But can he
let's
get
be honest,
on
nobody
base?
gives a shit about batting average anymore.
Bro, it hurts.
It does.
I just
I
was
don't disagree with you.
I think it was yesterday, reading an article about the last chase for 400 about Tony Gwynn's. I think it was 97. I think it was 97, where
Sounds right.
he hit like 396 or something like that for the year. Oh, it was
Yep.
nuts.
It's funny. All right. Well, let's finish this. Well,
We're
no.
almost
All
done.
right. Really
Let's
quick. All right. Yeah, we'll finish
let's just
this really
finish
quick.
this real quick.
All right. National League. Jonathan India for Cincinnati. Trevor Rogers for Miami, or Edmund Sosa for St. Louis.
You would think I would know this more, but I actually knew the American League boys a lot more. I have no idea.
I think part of that is the fact that um, none like the American League guys. Wander Franco had the record, and Randy Arozarena is like a postseason hero now. So like they're both like names we've talked about multiple
That's
times. Whereas
probably
like
why.
these other guys, I don't know. I want to say Trevor Rogers is a pitcher. Like that's
Well,
how little I know them.
the Giants have a guy named Tyler Rogers, who's probably who you're thinking of.
No, he's a pitcher.
Oh no,
Holy shit.
was he a starting pitcher?
25, yeah, 25 starts, 264 ERA, 1.1 whip, 133 innings pitched, 160 Ks,
What was his record?
7-8, but he pitched for the Marlins, so
So
I mean,
that's easily like a 10.
yeah, at least.
That's okay. Maybe that's a
That's a
crazy. That's
really good,
borderline Cy Young stat line.
right? That's what I'm saying. Let's see. Jonathan India, I believe, is a center fielder for the um, Reds. Second baseman for the Reds. 270, 21 homers, 69 RBIs, 12 stolen bases, 835 OPS. It's not bad. Trevor Rogers out of those two is significantly more impressive to me.
That I would agree with that.
And Edmundo. Oh, it's Edmundo Sosa. I wrote that, but I said Edmund. Edmundo Sosa is a utility guy. It looks like short, second, and third base
Okay.
for the Cardinals. 271 batting average, 6 homers, 27 RBIs, 4 stolen bases, 735 OPS in
I think
78 games.
I think of the three, Trevor Rogers is definitely
Yeah.
like
Now
heads
that I'm
above
looking at
the
stats,
others.
not even close.
Yeah.
If he doesn't win, it'll be kind of a travesty.
Yeah. Between the two other guys, India probably would be my next.
Yeah.
But
I
Trevor
think,
Rogers,
yeah.
that's literally borderline Cy Young numbers.
Yeah. I think India played like the full season with the Reds too, whereas Sosa, I think, only came up like halfway through the year.
That would make sense because his totals seemed a little low.
I'm pretty sure Sosa played in 78 games. Yeah, India played in 143. I think he might have been like a Rosarena. I think he came up last year
Okay.
and just didn't qualify for rookie status. But yeah,
So yeah.
either way, Trevor Rogers, he's the guy.
All right.
But
So
all
there
right,
was something you wanted to.
yes. So we were talking about the race for 400,
Uh huh.
and they were talking about it in game 2, I believe, of the World Series. So
Oh, I don't know if I heard
2
that.
days ago. they weren't talking about that. Sorry,
Oh, okay.
what they were talking about, what I'm about to talk
Oh,
about,
okay, okay.
and that is Michael Brantley, and they were talking about like how he's such a throwback player because he doesn't hit for average. If you watch his swing, it looks like an old school like style hitter. Like he slaps the ball. He doesn't have a lot of movement in his lower body.
Hmm.
Um, and I mean, it obviously works because the dude bats 300 like religiously. He's one of the best hitters in baseball, and ironically, nobody really knows about him. Um, but yeah, they spent like a while talking about him and how he's so like natural and uh just smooth at the plate
Hmm.
because that was ironically, I don't know if they even knew this when they were saying it, but that's his nickname is Dr. Smooth.
Really? That's kind of funny. I
Like
didn't know that.
I only know like he was an Indian for like 8 years, so
Oh, okay.
like I got to watch him a lot. And yeah, it's fun to watch because he never looks like he's trying, but the ball just always goes where somebody isn't.
Well, the year that Tony Gwynn went for four was like on pace to potentially get to 400. He struck out 12 times.
Jesus.
That year, 12
Yeah.
times.
Yeah, that was I think that was what brought up the talk they were having is because he doesn't really strike out. Um,
It
yeah,
that to me
he
is
struck
what
out.
kills me.
He struck out 50 times this year, which in today's baseball that's
That's actually
nothing.
pretty impressive for modern.
He's never struck out more than he struck out 67 times is his high, and that was 8 years ago.
Jesus. See, that I'm okay with. I mean, it's still kind of high, but like, I mean, you're seeing 600 plate appearances in a lot of cases, 500 plate appearances. Like,
Yeah.
I'll give you 50 strikeouts. Like, I'm okay with that.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially when you look at guys who are striking out like 150 times.
Or the Uber Chads that are hitting like 250 on the strikeout totals,
Yeah.
240 or
I mean,
whatever. There's been a few over the last couple years that have literally been in the 200s. It's like a third of your appearances. It's literally home run or strikeout for you.
I'm trying to look. Okay, hold on. Let's go to MLB.com. I'm trying to look at who had the most strikeouts this season.
Oh,
Why is MLB.com looking so weird? I don't know what's happening. At stats. Getting strikeouts. Oh, that's for the postseason, regular season. All right. Leading the league in strikeouts this year, Joey Gallo for the Yankees
jeez,
and Rangers, 213 strikeouts.
dang.
That's that's like embarrassing. He only had 490 at bats. He struck out almost 50% of the time.
Wait. How many? Wait. Say those numbers again, real quick.
490 at bats, 213 strikeouts
This year.
this year.
Oh, that's bad.
He's like 30 strikeouts away from striking out 50% of the time.
How bad do you gotta be? That's
Like
so
that's
terrible.
terrible. He batted 199 this year.
Oh, dang.
Oof. There's yeah, so two guys were over 200 Ks this year. Him and Matt Chapman for Oakland. Chapman struck out 202 times in 529 plate appearances. That's also not good for anyone keeping track at home. Um, but yeah, it's it's not great. It's not a great trend. Baseball is
I'm trying to. Okay, those are all dead ball eras. Those don't count. I wish this didn't have dead ball era stuff.
most strikeouts in a season.
No, least amount of strikeouts is
Oh,
4, but that's in a dead ball era. It was like
so
1929.
that's not gonna work.
Um, so the most, if what I'm reading is correct, the most strikeouts in a single season in the American League is 222, set in 2012 by Adam Dunn.
That sounds right. Adam Dunn was
Yeah.
horrendously bad at striking out.
And the other one you won't be surprised at. For the National League, it's 223, set in 2009 by Mark Reynolds.
Yep. Also, not a surprise at all. I'm trying to look up who had the fewest strikeouts this year, but it's giving me all these like pitchers who didn't have any at bats. It's just like they're in there because, or they had like one at bat the whole season.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to get to somebody who has like a decent amount of at bats, at least 100. Um,
There's some crazy stats that go with those fucking with the strikeouts and all that. It baffles me how much people strike out these days,
right.
and no one really cares.
Here's who I'm giving it to this year: 88 at bats, 9 strikeouts. No, that's still not good.
That's still way too low. You got to be at least like 200 or 300 at bats.
Okay, here we go. Williams Studio, third baseman for Minnesota, 208 at bats, 12 strikeouts.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. I mean, that's still not a lot of at bats because like the top guys are getting like what 5 six
That's
hundred.
72 games. That's about almost half the year.
Okay,
I
that's
mean, you're
fair.
not wrong. I don't disagree with you, but like most of the everybody else that I'm looking at right now is like 30 at bats and they're at 15 strikeouts.
Yeah, which is
So,
why they only have 30 at bats.
all right, here's another guy, Nick Madrigal, Chicago White Sox second baseman, 200 at bats, 17 Ks. Eduardo Olivares, Kansas City. These are all AL Central guys.
That's kind
Just
of funny.
realized. 101 at bats, 19 Ks. Austin Nola, catcher for San Diego, 173 at bats, 19 Ks. So there's a few guys who aren't horrendous at it. But
But
no, I'm honestly I'm still waiting to see like a full-time player. And I'm 39 pages into this.
okay, I wouldn't even worry about it then because it's probably
It
literally
feels
got
like
every player.
I found it. I got him. Kevin Newman, Pittsburgh, shortstop.
Okay,
517 at bats, 41 strikeouts.
I'll take it. That's the by far the best one.
148 games played. He's the only one that's like up there.
There we go. Atta babe.
All right. You are the guy. Kevin Newman, best hitter in all of baseball. Batted 226.
How do you? I mean, that just means you put the ball in play, which is what you're supposed to do.
It's just bad luck. You just hit it at people.
That means he's due. Sooner or later, they're gonna find holes.
Or it means he can only pull the ball and he hits you to shift
right.
every single
That's kind of what I feel like most of the time these days. When you get someone with a really low batting average, it's like, yeah, they just can't hit out of the shift.
right. That's so bad. 226 and you only struck out 40 times? What are you doing?
He must be really slow,
I mean,
or
he's a
he's just
shortstop.
really unlucky. Like maybe he just is really
I
unlucky.
have stolen bases on here. Wait, I lost him. He had 6 stolen bases. Didn't get caught. I
I
mean, not great, but
I was
like,
gonna say 6 doesn't exactly mean he's a burner. A lot of guys can get
no.
a few here and there if you're just
I mean,
heads up
he's a
baseball.
shortstop though. He can't be that slow.
I mean, there's a difference between quickness and like
Fair.
actually
You're
being
not wrong.
fast. And
Yeah.
because I know a
I
lot
mean,
of
that's
guys
that's
that
totally true.
can play third and are like, we're like 300 pounds. And you're like, how do you move? But as soon as the balls hit at them, you're like, how the
Right.
fuck
It's
did
all
you
about
get to that?
reaction
Yeah,
time.
reaction time and like the first twitch movements and those.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got it, and some
Yeah.
people just got it, even if they're not the most gifted.
Not wrong. Anyway. All right. We spent a while on me looking for a hitter. All right, let's get into some World Series talk.
Need to steal
Um,
Jay's 2 cents, and I digress.
I digress.
We do that a lot.
Yeah. All right. So game one went to Atlanta in Houston. That's we talked last week about how if Atlanta can take one game in Houston, that's a big win. So that's that was huge for them to go out and get game one.
And the way that they did it too,
Yeah, it
home
was
run
not
to
a good
start the
game.
game. Like,
The game was over.
uh,
Like the fans didn't have it. Like it was just the stadium was quiet all game,
it,
and they just took all the momentum immediately.
if I'm not mistaken, Soler's home run to lead the game off was like the first time the World Series had been led off by a home
Like
run.
game one,
Like
first at
game
bat.
one, first at bat, like the very first thing that happened was a home run. There's been like
I'm not
game
sure, but
starting home runs. I think they
yeah,
said like Reggie Jackson did it a couple times in like game 4 or something like that. But like to
that
open the series, this was like the first time. I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting.
yeah. I did not hear that, but that's definitely possible. It's not like that happens often. But yeah, that game was honestly both of the first two games were not fun. They weren't really good games.
No, not really.
Like Atlanta kind of dominated game one from the start. Houston kind of the game two was good for um about
Three
4 or 5
innings.
innings.
Eh,
Was it three? I can't
really, I don't
remember
know. I
exactly when
once
it turned.
Matson came out,
Yeah.
that kind of was the
Oh,
downslide in that one, which we got to definitely talk about that. That's crazy.
yeah. I did want to talk about game one when I'm gonna forget his name. The pitcher for the Braves. You,
Matson, that's who I'm talking about. The one that broke his ankle was. I thought that was
oh,
game 2.
no, that was game one.
Oh, I thought was it game 1?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's why I was thinking it wasn't him because you said game two. Yeah, it was game one.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought that was game 2.
Okay. So yeah, we're talking about the same thing.
Yes.
Then. Yeah, gets a line drive off his ankle in the second inning, and then pitches the rest of the inning. I think he got one more batter, got him out. Then comes out in the third inning, strikes out Altuve, and then is like, I can't go anymore. And everyone's like, oh no, he must have planted weird because he's been pitching great. And then he goes and gets x-rays and he fractured his ankle and then pitched another inning. And
I
then
didn't know he broke it in that game. I thought it's something he came into the game with and pitched literally all 3, and I was like, fuck.
no, no, he got a line drive off his ankle in the second inning and then just kept pitching.
Hey, I
And
mean,
then and then after the game, he apologized to his team for not being able to go longer. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
that's a team. But that he's an older guy. Like,
Yeah,
he knows that this might probably be one of the last couple shots at the very least that he'll ever get at a World Series.
yeah,
Like, so he's got to feel bad. And he was one of the, if I'm not mistaken, he's their ace, Matson.
yes,
Um,
correct.
so I don't know. I understand kind of where he's coming from. Like, sorry guys, I gave it all I could, because he feels like now he's not going to be able to help.
Morton,
There's a Morton. Okay, yeah, there we go.
Charlie Morton.
Who was I?
Um, yeah. He's their ace. He's 37. He's been in the majors for 13 years. This is his 14th year.
Uh,
Um,
I don't know why I was calling
so
him Madsen.
I don't know.
I don't either. Maybe
But
because it's
yeah,
close enough to Morton.
yeah.
I feel bad though.
But yeah, Charlie Morton. But yeah, it was ridiculous. I'm like, how are you gonna apologize for breaking your ankle and continuing to try to pitch through that? Like,
I mean, okay, like, be real though. Like, as a player, don't think of it as a fan. Like, think of it though as a player. Like, if you're out there and you're at the height, like, you are a couple games away from ending your season with the ultimate prize,
yeah,
and you get hurt and you can't go your full. Like, you as a player are gonna be like, "Fuck!" Like, I'm sorry, guys. You.
right. Okay, I get that, but I mean, like, not like actually apologizing. Like,
Oh, I probably would have. I probably would have been like, "Sorry,
I,
guys."
no, I would have been. Because
I
if
would have
I
felt
was
so
another
bad.
player on that team, I would have been like, "Are you kidding me? Like, you went and pitched on a broken leg, like on his plant leg. It wasn't even his like back leg. It was the one he planted on, where all your weight comes straight down on it. No, I would have been like, don't even. You gave us an inning after you broke your leg. Like, no,
I
don't
think you
even
say
worry
that, but
about
I
it.
also think that if you were in that situation, you'd be like, "I'm sorry, guys. Like I gave it all I could." I think you would.
I
You're
would have
you're a
said
nice enough
that.
guy. I think you could.
I would have said that. I would have been like, I did everything I could. I
Look, and
tried,
that's what it sounds
but
like. Basically, what he said.
I don't know. But either way, the dude's a fucking monster, and instantly has become one of my favorite players after that. Never even I had heard of him, but I didn't like know anything about him until that, and I'm like, yep, I respect it.
Yeah. Well, he's been in the league for a while, so
Yeah,
I
but
think
I don't
it's.
know
I
if
think
he's
it's the
ever been
13th.
like. I guess I have his stats up.
Yes,
I
Charlie
mean,
Morton has
he's
been one of the better pitchers in the league for a little bit. He goes up and down, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, he's had a couple years where he was pretty good. 2018, 2019, he had 3.1, 3.05 ERA. Other than that, he had one other year where he was pretty good. 2013, he had a 3.26 ERA, but every other year he's been like four, 4.5.
Which is, I think, like average. I think the average
Yeah,
is like 4.5.
but I'm saying like as somebody who doesn't watch the NL much, like uh, an average pitcher is not usually gonna make my radar unless
It's
it's for
true.
a team that's like competing every year or something.
True.
But um, but yeah, no, props to him because I don't think I could have done that. Like if
Well,
I
then do you think that helped them win that game? Just that like that energy, like we have the lead because at that point they had the lead and everything.
yeah,
Like we can't let him go out like that. Like we
maybe.
got to win this
I
game.
mean, I could see that because I was amazed how quickly they found that out because he like left the game and by the end of that inning they already knew about it on the broadcast.
Oh, see, I wasn't listening to it. I had it up, but I wasn't listening, so I
Yeah,
didn't know
they
about it
like
until like the day after, and I was reading articles about what was going on.
he went out with one out in the third, if I'm not mistaken, and then it was either by the end of the third or in the top of the fourth. They already knew that he had a fractured leg on that comebacker.
Yeah, because I had literally turned the game on, and like 2 pitches later, he struck out. I think it was Altuve,
It was Altuve,
and
yeah.
then he left, and that was when I messaged you. I was like, "Oh shit! I just turned the game on. The pitcher gets it, just steps
Yeah.
wrong," and I was like, "Man, maybe I should just
Well,
turn it back off."
that's what everyone thought it was because he didn't even react when he got hit by the line drive. Like there was no reaction at all. Like besides him being like like shaking his leg like oh
Yeah,
that hurt. So everyone was like oh he must have planted wrong, and then they showed replays and everything like looked fine. He didn't like roll his ankle or anything, and everyone's like huh that's weird. And then
yeah.
yeah they came out and they're like yeah he broke his leg on that line drive. Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Once I heard that, I was like, damn, that's G status. That's like
Right?
borderline like was it Roger Clemens sock like bloody sock thing?
No.
No.
Kurt Schilling.
Shilling. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's borderline that. I mean, it's not quite as severe, but like that's pretty fucking close.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I agree. But
especially if they win it all. Like that'll be legend if
right.
they actually if
Yeah.
they win.
Oh yeah. For sure. If
Because
they
he's
don't
not going
win,
for the
then
rest of
everyone
the
will forget about it.
yeah. Like he will etch himself into history with that.
Yeah. Um. But yeah. So then game 2 went to the Astros 7-2. Again, like we said, same as the first game. It was kind of over early. Um. There was something. They scored like. I'm gonna try to look up the score by innings, but
Game 2, if I'm not mistaken, Houston got out to the like an early start, and I don't think they ever gave up the lead. I think they scored a couple runs in the second. I think it was like 2 in the second, 3 in the third, 2 in the fourth, something like that.
no, that's what it was. It was 4 in the second,
Oh,
and that was kind of after that. It was like the Braves got a couple later, but
was
or
it?
one later, and looked like they might maybe have a comeback, but nothing really happened. Um, and then yeah, they added a couple. They got one in the first, 4 in the second, and one in the sixth, one in the seventh, and just kind of put it away. But yeah, it was a boring game, and so was game 1. Besides the Charlie Morton stuff, um, but yeah, not not been an exciting World Series yet. Although this game's been pretty good.
It's been a nail biter. It's still 1-0.
Yeah, 1-0 in the sixth, I believe, top of the sixth. Um, yeah.
Oh no, it
Oh,
was game 1. I
what
was
the
thinking
fucking what?
what
You know what I just saw?
what
The Braves have a no hitter.
I have not been paying that much attention because I've
I
been not
didn't
wanting
either. The little thing that comes up between innings that says like runs, hits,
the no
errors.
watch type thing.
Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't even that. It was just like the three
Oh,
boxes:
yeah.
the Braves and the Astros, and then runs, hits, errors. And yeah, 0 hits. I don't know if it's a perfect game or not, but no hitter through 5
I don't
for the,
think so.
and they pulled their pitcher.
I can't imagine that it's a perfect game if they pulled their pitcher. Like you would never do that to a pitcher,
I
right?
can't imagine you would pull a pitcher with a no hitter in the World Series.
I would rather be the coach that lost a World Series game, letting my pitcher try to keep a perfect game, than pull a pitcher in a perfect game in a World Series.
About a no hitter though.
No hitter, I might think about it depending on the situation.
In the
Because there's
fifth,
been a
too,
bunch
or
of combined
sixth.
no hitters this year. Like that's not uncommon anymore. I don't feel like.
Yeah, but neither's a no hitter. A solo no hitter. We had 8 of them this year,
Well, but that's what I mean. Like it's no hitters in general
but
though.
not in the World
But
Series.
I still don't know. At that point, I still think maybe I play the game. But at the same
Yeah.
point, but like if you got a perfect game though, I leave him out there. I don't care if he gives up 2 bombs. Like you leave him out there until you're like, okay, fuck. Like he's
But like, okay, taking the no hitter out of it, like the dude's dominating the Astros. Why do you take him out?
maybe he's hit his limit. Maybe you're planning on using him in a
I
different
guess.
way because this is supposed to be a bullpen game for Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong then. Maybe he isn't the first pitcher. Maybe there's been more than one pitcher already.
I haven't looked like close enough. Minter's in now, so there's obviously at least been
Yeah,
2.
this is he just came in the game.
Um,
He's only thrown. This is his first batter. He's only thrown like 4 pitches.
so it wouldn't surprise me at all. uh, Did you? I don't know if you're watching like the national broadcast.
Yeah,
But you just like bunted the ball down, getting ready to go to the backstop
yeah.
from in the dugout. It's kind of
Okay,
funny.
it is a no hitter, not a perfect game.
Okay.
Um, I'm trying to pull up who is pitched.
I would just. I'm surprised with the MLB. The like
Okay,
game
it
track.
looks like. Wait, enter. Oh, I'm on the Astros. Yeah, no, they just pulled their pitcher. He went
Okay.
five no hit innings.
I mean, let's. How do I get to the box from here? Box.
There's no errors, so he must have walked somebody.
He had 4 walk or that's
Three
Astros.
walks.
Yeah, he had 3 walks.
3 walks, 4 Ks through five. Doesn't have a pitch count though. That's kind of annoying.
I was just trying to see how many pitches he threw. I
Oh,
was
there.
like,
72.
does it show you the breakdown?
72, 41 strikes, so that would be 31 balls.
I mean, that's not even like
Pretty good. I mean,
like
it's not great.
I don't know. I know that today was supposed to be today and tomorrow are basically bullpen games for Atlanta because they lost their ace.
Yeah.
So today was supposed to be a bullpen game, and then tomorrow I think was supposed to be their guy, but he's obviously out. We were just talking about.
Yeah. It's, although that's weird because this is only game 3. So your ace wouldn't have been going again yet.
Well, you got to think.
It's only been 3 days.
Yeah, but then you'd have 4. Okay, so you'd be pitching a day early though. So you'd have your starter a day early.
Yeah.
Like that's actually not that crazy.
I guess.
Look at what Madison Bumgarner did. Well, that's why he is the best postseason pitcher to ever do it in a very small sample size.
Definitely up there.
I mean, outside of like Mariano Rivera at closer, like there's literally statistically not a better pitcher postseason wise than Madison Bumgarner.
I mean, I would have to look. I don't know, but yeah. No,
I mean, I haven't looked at all the
great.
stats, but like I'm pretty sure
Right,
he's got most. I'm pretty sure he's got a lot of.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he doesn't have like most innings pitched. It's a very small sample size, but what he did over like a 2 or 3 year stretch, because it wasn't like consecutive. It was like, you know,
Right.
1 year off, and the next year
It was every other
Yeah.
year because that's how the
because
Giants
that's how they
did it.
won. But
There's
when
never
you
2 years
when
in a
you
row.
combine them together, though, like it's like one of the most dominating postseason performances like anybody's ever had.
Yeah.
I think it was 2012 specifically
Ouch.
when he came back and threw 5 closeout innings, and I think it was like Game 6.
Yeah. Fucking nailed Bregman.
Yeah, I just saw
Broke
that.
his foot.
That just happened.
Kobe broke his foot.
I mean, I don't like Bregman.
I don't actually hope that. I never hope for injuries, even for the Astros.
All I got to say is this year is going to be a good year for managers because there's a cool dude on both sides that no matter who wins this World Series, I'm okay with. Obviously, Dusty
Just
Baker.
for the manager.
Yeah. Obviously, Dusty Baker. I want to see him win a title. The fact that he is like holds a ton of records as a manager, but hasn't actually won a World Series is kind of shitty, and I'd like to see him win one. But I don't know if you noticed this, but Atlanta has Ron Washington on their staff. I think he's a base coach.
Yes, I believe you're right. I think he's first base.
So I wouldn't mind seeing either of those guys get rings. I love Ron Washington.
Yeah. He's been in the league forever, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, like both of these guys are probably.
Well, I mean, right, yeah.
Oh, check his foot. Check his foot. He broke his foot.
Did you see the slow mo of the ball hitting him?
Mm-mm.
It was like right on the bone on your ankle, like on the outside of
Oh,
your
oh.
ankle.
Okay, so you know what
But
makes me sad? I'm sad that Atlanta is in the World Series right now
well, okay,
because it means that the Giants don't have a prayer in the world at getting Freddie Freeman this offseason.
probably not.
No, he's going back to Atlanta. They're in the World Series. Why would you leave a team that just made it to the World Series?
That team's so young too, and there's so many good young players on that
Like they
team.
don't have their best player right now.
Like if you look at like Freddie Freeman's like the veteran on that team.
Did you hear or see Acuna's quote
Which one?
about like him not playing right now?
I don't think so.
Here, I'm gonna pull it up real quick.
I know he said he's planning on being back in May.
Because it was crazy. It was nice. What he had to say. Is it this one? I saw it in an. I think it was just in an article, but it was. I was like, man, that's like, because Acuna is not an old player.
I
It's
mean, Acuna's only like 22.
That's what I mean. Like, so for him to
Yeah.
have the thought process he did is. Trying to find it. I can't find it, but it was something about like it's like God's choice to put me where I am right now. Like my job right now is to cheer on my team. It was like a really humble quote about him being
Yeah.
like hurt and like that's where he's supposed to be, just supporting his team. Like I don't know, from a young guy, it's one of those like it's something you
Yeah.
expect to hear from a really old veteran because they're smart enough to just play the BS. But I actually
Right.
genuinely think he actually thinks that.
I can respect that. I mean, on the flip side of that, what else are you gonna do? But
Yeah.
no, I agree. I think that's definitely like a good mentality to have. But
I mean,
um,
imagine how good this team would be with him. But then again, they might not have all the pieces that have helped him get here.
right,
Because
him going down is what got Jock Peterson and Eddie Rosario
and
and
Soler too, right? No,
Soler they've had.
no. Who was the other one they got? It was Peterson.
Can't remember.
They got because I know they got three that we talked about
Yeah.
last week.
Yep.
I just can't remember who.
Can't remember.
It's all right.
But yeah, no, they had Soler, right? Or wait, did they get Soler from Washington?
I thought that they got him this year.
Maybe
I
you're
thought
right.
Soler was the third, but
All right, still no hitter after 6.
all right. So we talked about game one, game two, game three. We're still in the middle of. Let's go. We're almost at a play-by-play at this point.
Yeah. But yeah, man, how crazy would that be a no hitter in the World Series?
Combined,
Even
no.
combined?
Yeah,
Like
it's
I don't even care. That's nuts.
it's gonna be good. Anything you want to throw on here? Predictions for World Series. I think we did that last week, didn't we?
The World Series?
Yeah, I think we both picked Atlanta. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you want to change? I still say
No.
Atlanta in 5. I think that's what I picked
Uh,
last week. Maybe why I picked in 6, but I still say in 5 for 6.
I'm gonna say 6. I think that's what I said originally, but
I know we talked
because I
about it
think I
last week. I
said if
can't
it
remember.
goes 7, I think it favors Houston.
Oh yeah, I think you did say that.
So to throw this out there before we leave, there is only one no hitter in World Series history, and it was by Don Larson
Oh,
Uh,
it's like the 70s, 60s.
Longer than that. The pictures are in black and white.
Okay. Ooh. I thought Don Larson was like the
Uh,
60s or 70s though.
Maybe no. 1956 World Series Game 2
Ooh.
against. Uh, oh wait, no. Hold on.
I was gonna say I feel like there has to be more than one like no hitter.
The Game 5 of 1956. October 8th, 1956. Yankees versus Dodgers, apparently.
Well, that's interesting.
But yeah. Now, maybe there's been combined no hitters, but when I searched it, this is the only one that popped up.
That's kind of crazy. I would have thought there would have been more over the years. I mean, maybe not a ton because it's not a common thing, but
Yeah, no. I'm looking at multiple things. It's only happened once.
that's crazy.
Yankees, Dodgers, pitching for the Yankees.
That is nuts.
1956.
All right, I'm gonna send this out.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening or watching another episode of Bases and Brews with Brandon and Brandon. We record this live every Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Twitch.tv/Bases and Brews is where you can find us, where we record. If you want to catch any of our older episodes, you can check out us. You can check us out on YouTube or any podcast service. Just search up Bases and Brews. We'll be on there. All of our old stuff as well as new stuff usually goes up over the weekend. But thanks everybody for hanging out for another episode of Bases and Brews, and we'll catch you next week with, I would assume, the end of the World Series at that point. I think it ends on Thursday.
Will end on Tuesday.
Is it Tuesday?
If it goes 7 game. Wait. Yeah. No. Wednesday.
Okay. So we'll recap the World Series and see if we were right in both picking Atlanta. Let's go Atlanta.
Braves.
But thanks everybody. We'll catch you next week.